World 2. So World 1, nice, easy, simple, good little introduction to the game. World 2, however, this is where dreams are shattered, hopes are crushed, and souls are crushed. Because everything not only starts to get a lot harder, levels also start to get a lot longer. And you combine that with if you, like me, are going for a 100% run, ooh, that makes the collectathons a whole lot harder when you have a lot more ground to cover. However, this first level here, not too bad. I would say like pretty similar to World 1, maybe slightly longer at the very most. In general, just a nice pleasant little introduction to the world and its basic thematic thing. For example, a lot of water around here. This is what I would call kind of a lake and forest type world. I mean, I know I said that in the... Well, first off, TV smashing. Hell yeah! Get all them carrots hidden inside televisions. Nice and warm due to the cathode rays. But anyway, yeah, I made a big deal in World 1 talking about, like, hey, I really like how this sticks to a tight theme for every single one of the worlds and doesn't really just throw everything at... Well, I forgot that the first two worlds were kind of a little bit scattershot. By the time you get to World 3 and the rest of them, it becomes much, much more consistent. You'll see that a little bit in time, but at least there is still something of a theme here. And you're gonna get to see a lot more of water physics too, being sort of lake-themed, like I was saying. Which is interesting, because there are a bunch of unique enemies in there as well. As you would kind of expect from this game, there's a lot of unique everything. Alright, hitting that switch there, and making a little loop around has now shut off all the electricity from the evil robot blocks. Which, I don't know. Not to be confused with Roblox, something that exists, but I honestly do not know anything about. I know that oof thing. Those dank oof memes. And that now has dated the recording to being in late 2018, so there you go. Anyway, that's a basic little loop of the game where you literally go in a big loop to kind of progress on here. It's a nice little... It's a very, again, Mario way to sort of get the most out of your basic level design. Yeah, you got like your upper and lower levels here and everything, but you're not just going straight forward. You're exploring around, you're checking out what's around here. Seeing if you can grab all of the various little... See if you can grab all the various little collectibles and find out what you need, like different weaponry and everything for before, looping around back there. And obviously I did not get everything on top there, so I'm going to have to go right back up and see what else happens to be there. So, like I said, Collectathon's going to be a little bit more difficult, especially in here. I mean, I want to say in World 1, you could probably easily go through and just grab everything, no problem at all, 100%. But level 2 here, especially when you have stuff like blocks hanging up in the sky like that, it becomes a lot more difficult to do. In general, I'd say that I like... I'm not a huge fan. I do like a good collectathon and everything like that, but I don't really look for that in games. I do think it's a little bit better when you're doing it in 2D at least, because you have a much better understanding of everything that's going on the screen. I mean, you can't have stuff just appear... Nope, going for 100%. You can't just have stuff, say, appear behind objects and you didn't have the camera rotated correctly. However, stuff can fall down pits, they can fall into instant death spikes, all that sort of stuff. And that can be a little frustrating still, too. I mean, there's a good reason why the creator of this game pretty much explicitly said, hey, just play through it normally, don't worry about doing 100%, it's not worth it. And I guess I don't really disagree with that, because it can get real ridiculous. I mean, shut off the electricity everywhere, but that's fine. I like the 6 little sprays of water that come off of you every single time you hop into the water like that. Silly little detail, but I like it. So I guess the ending's up there, but I'm not going for the ending. I'm getting everything. There's a lot more level to be had, of course. This is quite a difficult little thing to do. I mean, it's actually not too difficult, but if I do fail it, I die instantly, so yeah. Block pushing puzzle! I already screwed it up. Yeah, obviously the little sign over there is just to tell you, yes, you will be crushed under blocks. That is a mechanic in this game. And it is definitely one that you really do have to watch out for. There you go. Now, obviously, pushing the blocks in the hole, this is not Zelda, so that doesn't really matter too much. You're just trying to get through this area, but at the same time, still felt like doing it anyway. Why? Just out of a simple compulsion. Another little diamond. And this little area, which you could see earlier, but wasn't super clear, you know, once you walk through that door. I would like to say that most, like, the little secret areas and stuff like that are well telegraphed. Another question mark. What does it mean? Maybe a hint for something later in the game? Am I going to have to battle a bunch of question marks or something? No, that's stupid. Still, one of those weird things like having televisions be a huge theme in the game is just question marks around occasionally. To make you question them. Whatever, anyway, I got 100%. Oh, and the little tongue hanging out blocks always hold a diamond in them. So whenever you see them, you know that that's the one to get. And after you destroy them once and get the diamond, that doesn't even matter. Unlike doing 100%, which you have to do all in one run. Of course, I would say that of the various collectibles, diamonds are not only, like, more fun to get in general, but also... Oh, something I missed here. Diamonds are not only just more fun in general, I would say, to get, but also they actually give you something. So, kind of an important deal. Like, all the unlockables are... Yeah, I grabbed that earlier. I mean, it would have been there in the playthrough, but I was showing you the 100% playthrough, so it wasn't there when I was doing that. And then here's the other one that I missed. Also collected prior to actually doing the 100% run. Yeah, diamonds give you stuff like getting new title screens. And also having you start with like 10 lives instead of 5, which is pretty good just in general. And unlocks a few extra bonus levels too, so that's fun. I mean, they don't actually unlock... Doing those bonus levels doesn't actually unlock anything, but... Hey, more content, I'm not complaining. Robot demons. Right. I'll be back there for... Well, I mean, like I said, it's always the 100% run you see me doing, so... That's the 100% run you see me doing, so sometimes I will have collected some diamonds prior to actually doing this here. Torpedo Teds. Do not touch those purple trails. I do believe that they'll hurt you. Yeah, here you get the first type of completely 100% underwater level. Obviously going in through a very familiar looking pipe. And honestly, this is very similar to... watch out for hitting those things because they explode in bullets. Obviously very similar to a type of level, a level style in Yoshi's Story. No, that's what I'm thinking of. No. That was a good play by me. Very similar to a type of style in Yoshi's Story, where you had like giant pipes like this, and you would go around, and you had that weird like hip-hop type beat in the background. Alright, why is that just floating there? Now that just looks ridiculous. So it's a little surprising to see this, but it also could just be inspiration that it's like, hey, pipes. Yeah, gotta watch out when you get near those mines because they just explode. Proximity mines. And that little thing, essentially the exact same thing as a Rip Van Fish in if you know your Super Mario World enemy names. They're the sleeping fish that wake up when you get near them. Kind of difficult to dodge around, and you can't destroy them, so don't even try, I guess is what I'm saying. But for my efforts, get a little bit of cashola, and oh hey, a plasma gun. Alright, one run. You do get a whole ton of different items, different weaponry in this game. Usually all of them, at the very basic level, are just better than your basic Frisbee. Some of them aren't. But I'd like to say that plasma gun, probably one of the best ones. I mean, you can use it to pound in steaks. You can use it to kill enemies really easily. You can use it to destroy televisions. It's a very multi-use sort of tool. As well as, you know, obviously buffing up your jump on top of all that. That's an invincibility moon, but I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it would actually kill that little Rip Van Fish there, but come on. Not worth it. Unless there was something that I literally needed to... Come on. Oh, okay, I guess I'm actually safe there. Unless there was something that I actually need to be invincible to get through, like like death spikes or something. Actually, I don't know if you can be invincible and go through death spikes at the same time. But like electricity or something. It's like that's or regular spikes. Not coming up here, though. It would just make it going through this little area easier. Which, with the plasma gun, a total non-issue anyway. So, swimming basically works the exact same way that it does in Mega Man, which is to say you just have... Well, not Mega Man, but, Mario, but it's just like you move slower, but you have larger jumps, and then you can continue to jump constantly. Which the thing I always... it's like you sink in water. Purple guy is very dense. I guess. I don't know. It's a good thing I got the plasma gun here. Yeah, it really looks like something would be up here, doesn't it? But, like, no, not quite. It's the complete green pipes. Probably didn't even need that little thing to get me over there anyway. Could have easily just used the plasma gun, which I just like to say is absolutely incredible. I mean, if it's a thing that got me through... Ha! Saw that. It's a thing that got me through Boss Rush, which is definitely a thing. Maybe the hardest thing in the entire game. Even the creator himself does not have a complete video of that. I do, though. 100%. Of course, that I still got a couple extra diamonds that I got earlier. You know, like I said, getting more difficult. These levels are taking multiple runs now to get through to get 100%. It's not just getting them the... It's like just so I will collect the diamond and then not actually... I hate those things. So I'll collect the diamond and then not actually 100% the level. It's like I'm not going to show the level twice. That's ridiculous. Obviously. There we are. Yeah, those bouncing exploding mines, which are very... Uh-oh. Oh wait, no, it's just the two regular frisbee demons. Whatever. This is easy to deal with. They don't even know what they're doing. In fact, they're hurting each other, so, like... This generally shows the general competence of Mephistopheles' minions. Yeah, those jumping spikes, essentially the exact same as the Chargin' Chucks in Super Mario World. They got footballs, except then they also explode into bullets, so that's great. Hey, the first auto-scroller of the game. There's a couple what I would call like consistent level types. Auto-scroller 1, that sort of underwater pipe maze type thing comes back in a couple of respects. That's a cute little thing. And then, like, I suppose, like, the construction set type thing with the Legos and everything like that you saw in the very first world. Kind of makes a couple appearances throughout the game. Got, what is this, is it a dude named Newt, I think? And the song is called Fresh Juice? Yeah, watch out for those guys. It's a little hint on exactly where the lever to get the bonus level is. Not that that is really helpful in any way, because that was a dimension door type of thing, which is to say that that can be like literally anywhere, and even not in the same level. But it definitely did confirm that the bonus level does exist. Yeah. Gotta be quick there. That was a little exclamation point grinders, which I kind of like. Not too difficult of an obstacle, but those look nice. Similarly with this like little plateau filled with a bunch of these little slime enemies. Cute, pretty much pointless. I mean, I can't imagine that I would be getting... Oh, well then. This part. This is the one and only time that enemies actually hold anything. Enemies normally do not drop, loot in any way. This is the one level when they do. Which is weird. Feels like a little oversight on Rolling Cats on the basic design here, because it's like, wait, what? What? That's never happened before. It doesn't happen since. I mean, there's actually only this is World 3. I edit it so that you can see the world being unlocked, but then I usually have to go back into the same level to. That's really annoying. And I have to go back into the same level to get 100%. But anyway, yeah, it's really weird because I guess there is only one other example of enemies dropping loot, and that's the mini-boss demons who will drop whatever weapon they're carrying and like a few hearts. But that's the only other example. It's not stuff that you actually need to 100% the level. It's a really weird little oddity in the game. Also, yes, those were in fact rambling evil mushrooms. I told you that this game does take some inspiration from Earthbound and apparently Mega Man 2, considering the acid drops, which are just like straight out of the very end of that game. But like, yeah, it's rare to see a reference just be straight up, not even a very like well-known enemy from that game. It is literally, but it's also just literally that enemy. There's no difference. It looks the exact same. It's walking around. What a strange little thing. But yeah, not the first reference to Earthbound, not the last. Guy wearing a watermelon on his head, throwing the fork that he presumably used to eat that watermelon at you. I like these designs. They're cute. Now, is that necessary in any way? Absolutely not. However, it was there, so who am I to, not at least take advantage of Rolling Cat's hard work adding that to spring into there. Guys, I want to say right now, this does not seem like the most optimal place to put your house. But hey, thanks for the screwdriver at least. And no, there's nothing else in those blocks. It's just that screwdriver. Cluster Frisbee, definitely good here, but it's like it is quite difficult to get by those guys if you're not a way away from them able to react to the fork. Oh yeah, I had a new type of weapon in the last level that I never actually talked about, the fireball. It works pretty much the exact same as Ghosts and Goblins fireball, which is to say it angles down on the ground and then bounces, which I guess is also to say like Mario's fireball, but well, thinking of fireball as a weapon like that reminds me a lot more of Ghosts and Goblins. I don't know. Man, that weapon was terrible in that game. I think it did less damage than just about anything else. The only real benefit that it had was that you could shoot it faster than any other weapon in the game. And there, can finally get into that warp. But yeah, you can already see that this is, like halfway through level 3? You would think that they would be just about done now. It's like, no. The thing with purple level lengths as you get on in time is that the basic way that I guess Rolling Cat decided on levels is that a long level, a fairly lengthy level like this one, gonna take about 10 minutes to beat, which is just ridiculous for a platformer. You can usually beat like a Mario World level in, what, less than 2 minutes, even if you've never seen it before? Obviously that whole rigmarole was to go get the screwdriver here. And then short levels and usually like boss levels are, what, about 5 minutes long? Still extremely lengthy levels. And knowing that you can't use checkpoints if you're trying to go for 100% is just, ridiculous. You get the second level here with these line of slimes. Gotta get to all of them to turn that green color, and then they will be destroyed. Which I am obviously having quite a difficult time with. And for some reason, the level then goes from sort of a foresty type area to a tech world with all these electricity around here and stuff like these little burners. I have no idea. Oh, those birds are the worst. But anyway, obviously, to get 100%, you're going to have to be going through each one of this entire area with the switch one way and then the switch the other. Wow, that was a really good dodge. Not even intentional on my part, just happened to be that. Just happened to be the opportune location for that anyway. Really don't want to deal with Melon Guy down there. But yeah, you can already see... Ah! That was close. But yeah, you can already see kind of how you... Really? I lose it to the chicken? That's fine. Cluster Frisbee's great and everything, but it is just a basic Frisbee. I mean, I can do most everything that I could do with that with my basic Frisbee anyway. And there we go. I mean, I could just Castlevania my way through that little electricity wall, but nah. And yes, with the red switch right over here, it does seem like going with the blue switch first is probably the most opportune one. Yeah, it is definitely a good thing. I mean, there's a reason why I'm doing this post-commentary, and that is because I had to do these levels an awful lot. Whether it was, missing out on one or two collectibles, or just dying after I got all the collectibles. It's just... Doing this live would just be an absolute nightmare to edit, even more so than the amount of editing that I already had to do for this. That said, I mean, I edited this all back in, July of last year? This is still that footage, so... Hey, finally getting a good use out of that old stuff. It does seem like that little pit there might hold something. I don't think it does, though. Obviously, probably don't want to lock myself into that little door there if I can help it. Also, watch out for that guy. Hey, the multi-frisbee. Shoot. Well, I think it's 5 frisbees at once. Yeah, there you go. Not amazing, but it's kind of cool. I mean, it's not like grabbing a hammer or something that would allow me to break a few more televisions, so... That's fine. Yeah, purple, and then the evil guy is yellow, which is a complementary color to purple. The more you know about color theory. I don't remember if there was anything over here else that I had to get, but I kind of took a look anyway because I had been doing this level for a while. It's extraordinarily long. I mean, it's also that I don't think there was any way to actually progress unless I hit that switch anyway, because I was kind of blocking off some of the stuff to do. There's a little bit of a problem with backtracking in this game. I don't think anything's too bad, though. I do like that enemies can interact with each other. That's great. And I'm still hesitant to actually get in there, because it's like, I don't even have the checkpoint active, so you only have one shot. Do not miss a chance to blow, because otherwise you gotta do this entire level. Yeah, no, I'm not figuring out how to do that. No. This is a trick. That's a trick. You want to hit that switch, and then you're going to block yourself off from this. So it's clearly a good call. Gotta get them dang cherries. Oh, and there's the fireball again. So now you can actually see it proper. I like the way Purple Guy holds it. Little unique sprite where he's just trying to make sure that it stays as far away from him as possible. 91, 92. Boy, there are a lot of collectibles in here. And yes, the little acid, purple, whatever those are supposed to be, will in fact hurt you. I wasn't kidding about it being very similar to... Get out of here, Rambling Evil Mushroom. So, I wasn't kidding about it being very similar to Mega Man 2. It's basically the exact same thing. It's a good thing the mushrooms don't have eyes, otherwise I probably couldn't have relied on it to fall down that hole. So, that sort of yellow-green ball there follows you. So if I jumped right down here while it was still kind of careening towards me, that would have been death. You would have trapped me in there, taken pretty much all the, pretty much killed me immediately. And another little usage of the homing abilities of the Frisbee. But I knew that, so no problem. And there you go, 100%, which only took forever to do. Unfortunately, I did uncage all the mushrooms, so... And lost out on getting extra life, which is not the most helpful thing anyway. Much like a real Mario game, lives and points don't really matter. Yeah, killing each one of these mushrooms gives me 110 points, but to what end? And there is high score, but it's like, who else am I going to be competing against? Television having one of the little diamond block symbols on it, so no surprise. And thankfully you can actually destroy that television with a fireball, which would have been rather unfortunate if I didn't get that there. I had to redo the entire level just to get the last secret right at the very end. Oh, and made sure that I had the fireball during that entire time too. Way, way early on in the level, to the point that you might not even remember this part. Just a little extra diamond. Got 9 at this point. Oh, yeah, and that is the point also where I had finished the bonus level, so you got to see the little preview of where that's going to show up. Boss level. I'll kind of say this is sort of a hydroelectric generator type place as far as I can tell. I have no idea. Gotta get a screwdriver for that one. Also, really like the look of the lava here. But you'll see a bit more about what I'm talking about regarding that soon enough. I mean, definitely by the time I get to the boss. Really quick checkpoint. Which is great because I accidentally hit the checkpoint when I got my 100% run, so I needed to re-record the beginning of the level just to show that very brief thing. Otherwise, it would be super weird to have me just appear directly at the checkpoint. Red screwdriver, not the one I'm looking for, though. Yeah, I don't really know what the deal with the sleeping boombox is there, but it's an interesting little touch. I mean, you do obviously have to have... I mean, with guys like that, and obviously all those televisions, that was a terrible idea. You had to have a lot of electricity generation in this place, I guess. Also, robots. Demon robots? I don't know. Mephistopheles getting high-tech around here, I guess. I honestly still do not know why this game is all about fighting demons. It's just like, it's such a cute little happy platformer. Oh, and also you're like fighting demons. Like we're talking straight up like red horned devil type demons. No, you'll get down there. And that'll be nice. Now I could just jump down there. I'd taken 1 extra point of damage from the... electricity is not that big of a deal, but I do kind of want to make sure that I keep as much of my, you know, make sure that I have the hit so that I don't lose my hammer too quickly. Gotta keep that hammer for smashing televisions after all. And of course, I mean, what else? Oh, fire frisbee. Well, I guess we're gonna be looking at this one now. So much for my Smash TV days. I used to be a champion at Smash TV. The world record holder in arcade. Classic SNES and arcade game? No? Okay. Don't really know about Smash TV. Alright. Well, Fire Frisbee, pretty self-explanatory, leaves a trail of flames, which will then deal damage to enemies if they are unfortunate enough to walk into it. Pretty good way to deal damage to kind of tanky enemies like the robot demons or whatever. Ooh, watch out for them bats. You know, like the robot demons, which tend to take a lot of hits, but are mostly have the AI pattern of just walk forward all the time. Not really great against, and I guess like flying enemies too, but teleporting enemies and stuff like that, not super amazing against. Yeah, you might have also seen that, yeah, on the left wall there, that was very clearly a breakable block. Well, I didn't. Also, you might think these numbers mean anything. They don't. Just a little set dressing. There's a lot of this. There's a lot of that in purple. but never so much that it becomes like extremely obnoxious or anything. It's one of the things I like about the game. There's a lot of attention put to every single little part of every level. And down into the basement, or maybe just the boss. I mean, even if it doesn't really mean anything, it's nice to have like a little set dressing around everywhere. For example, all these street signs. Why? I don't know. The unique little things that appear on every one of the checkpoints. Just a lot of stuff like that. So who are we doing this time? That guy. That guy is named Demonic. He is the worst. So you can see the sort of hydroelectric type thing that I got going on here. So yeah, he's got this, at the very start here, he has a whole thing where he goes all watery and invincible. Shoots out that sort of stuff, which is pretty obnoxious. Well, then like shoots out these... Oh boy. That was close. He shoots out bullets everywhere. And then can also, like, just fill the entire room with water and shoot electricity at you, which is really hard to dodge. Like, really hard to dodge. And apparently at some point that also, like, in some update that, like, crashed the game or something. So, I'm glad that whatever version I got, it doesn't happen, because I've had to fight that guy quite a few times, usually in boss rush. It's like, he does even have a few more attacks there, but thankfully I managed to get enough damage on him that I didn't have to see it. Okay, so, an escape sequence. Not super common, but does happen after a couple of the bosses in the game, which is weird, but sure. You can see the time in the upper left corner going all wonky. I have no idea. Now, the only time that you gotta watch out for is the one in the bottom right or bottom left, whichever it feels like going to. Not too difficult, but you do have to be a little careful and not waste too much time. Oh, he's excited. I guess that was the point of seeing that dude there. Seeing the boombox. Well, anyway, get like a little question mark orb, which is extremely Super Mario World. And that'll end the level. Those also appear in the place of boss doors if you have already beaten the world. So, that is a thing. Alright, there's World 3. Maybe one of the best worlds in the entire game, so I'm definitely looking forward to that one. But before that, yeah, I missed it, I'll admit. Little question, or exclamation mark rooms. And hey, unlock the next thing. Now starting out with 10 lives. And I think from this point, it's just a lot more of the title screen backgrounds and now extra levels that I'm unlocking. That's probably the one that makes the most difference in gameplay-wise. Back in 3, you go into the waterfall, because of course you do. That's how you get to the Switch. I mean, yeah, man, you always gotta watch... Two things you always gotta watch for in video games. Check behind waterfalls, and check behind thrones. A yellow demon this time. I think you might have more health, but aside from that, nah. Anyway, let me go... I mean, you can collect those there, but much like in the upcoming level, doesn't really matter as far as percentage-wise. Those are just extra points. Which really, you might even wonder, why do you care all that much about points if you can just go and farm up those demons like crazy? It's a good point, but I have no answer to that. You start on a whole bunch of lives there, but that's fine. Your lives reset after you... Your lives reset after you restart the game anyway, and since I just beat a world, I do believe that this is where I stopped, at least for the moment. Make sure I had the recording down. Alright, what a room! You get this little classic thing. And of course, the entertainer in the background, as per usual when it comes to bonus levels. Really playing up the whole pipe thing. Oh, come on. A single apple. Great. I mean, I guess it looks like it's a Honeycrisp or something, but... What are the yellow ones called? Alright, I'll admit, my horticultural knowledge regarding apples is maybe not the best. And then, as per usual, you get your choice of one of 3 frisbees. Looks like the multi-frisbee, the cluster frisbee, and the fire frisbee. Fire frisbee's probably the best. Definitely the one I would go with more often than not. And then one last thing, now that I have enough diamonds. New background. Neat. Alright, see you next time for World 3.